What's good, everyone? Welcome back to Inside Club TNT, home of the most explosive, dynamic, and volatile Awana group in the world. Welcome back. Mr. Brent here, to my right, the one and only Mr. Keith. And of course, you guys already know him, Mr. Full-Time, Mr. Adrian with us. Woo! Guys, it's a very special week this week. We just finished our lessons for section 1. Talking about who God is. So boys and girls, you already know about who God is. And next week, on Wednesday, we're going to have our review night. So I always do something a little different. It's not a teaching night. We're going to play some games. Mr. Adrian's going to throw out some Awana bucks. And if you guys get a lot of the questions and a lot of the answers right, well, you get more Awana bucks. So, to prepare you for that, well, we're going to give you guys some of the answers, a little bit, kind of, maybe. But you guys want to be there for that Wednesday. So, this last section, guys, the last section in section 1 was titled, God is always at work. God is always doing something. God has a plan, and he's working out that plan in our lives. You have a plan, I have a plan, Mr. Keith's life has a plan, and 100% Mr. Adrian's life has a plan, right? So a couple weeks ago, we talked about how Mr. Adrian was in school. He was in Biola, and that was part of the plan that God was working out, right? Mr. Keith, right? You guys know that Mr. Keith had cardiac surgery. He talked about it, how he almost died, but God's plan for Mr. Keith's life at that time was that he was going to survive and he was going to hang out with us, well, in TNT and now with Sparky's, but he's back on Inside Club TNT and, of course, keeping around. So let's actually jump into this section. Let's talk about it. God's always at work. And for you boys and girls, what you need to know is that God is working his plan in your guys' life. I have no idea what it is. It could be something pretty awesome. It could be something that no one has ever done before.
Yeah, that's true.
Right? We have all these Bible characters. You know, Abraham, Noah, David, Peter, Paul, all of those guys who did very different things in their lives, but they did it because God had a plan for them. All right? So your guys' job is to figure out what that plan is. And actually, I'm going to talk to Mr. Keith over here because this guy doesn't seem like he plans anything, but it all works out somehow, some way.
You have to let the Spirit guide you.
Let the Spirit guide you, bro. Okay. Enough winging this. Mr. Adrian. Solid plan, bro. We did a solid plan.
Solid plan.
So, what is one of the plans that you have? One of the dreams that you have? I mean, you are married. You are going to be graduating from college, so what's next?
You know what? Actually, that's a good question. I'll let you guys in on a little secret. You guys can know too. But I actually want to start a business one day.
We were talking about that too.
Oh, okay. Hey, you know, God works in mysterious ways, you know, so we'll see how that works.
What kind of business?
It's up in the air right now. It's between food, coffee, comic book shop.
A big one.
Okay.
The biggest in the world.
Hey, we can evangelize through comic book shops. I'm down with that. So if we get to talking, the Lord can be working. If it's part of his plan, who knows? But starting a business is part of a plan that I feel like is on track for that.
And then you can sponsor your own segment.
Yeah, there you go. Sponsored by. And then we'll insert the name right there.
Yeah, whatever the business is.
Yeah.
So speaking of Adrian's A-list.
Okay,
well, it's not particularly anyone in this club, but because we were gearing up for our Harvest Festival, which is kind of our Halloween celebration, we've had 2 very important people help us out with that, setting up the games and the decorations. So Miss Maria Shaw and the Shaw family, thank you so much for decorating, for setting things up for the games. And of course, Mr. Darrell, thank you also for some of the games that you hand-built yourself for our...
Mr. Darrell hand-built them himself?
He made them and nice games, he dropped them off, and we're using them for our Harvest Festival. And since it is the Harvest Festival, don't tell Miss Sarah, but I stuck my hand into the candy jar. So, Mr. Keith, I got you some Twix. Mr. Adrian, I got you some Twix. Miss Sarah, I kept my promise. I'm not eating until the Harvest Festival, so no candy for me. But just
may lightning strike you if you lie.
But
you don't want to get hit. No, it's fine.
Yeah, I'm gonna need a couple of hot dogs though. So if y'all can get me some hot dogs, it would be great. Because Miss Sarah's like, you can't be around the food, and I'm like,
we'll sneak in some. I know a guy who's gonna do security. His name is Richard. He can maybe sneak us in a couple of hot dogs.
Shout out to Richard, bro! Yeah, man! Woo! So, anyways, let's roll into the highlights so you guys can see what happened last week. Guys, so we got one more segment. It turns out it's Valeska's favorite segment. Your wife's favorite segment.
Yeah. Shout out to my wife as well.
Hey, Valeska, we love you.
We need to get her to sponsor these videos, maybe.
Yeah, we gotta get Valeska on the show, bro.
Yes. Definitely next week.
I think she knows more about the Bible than Adrian.
She might. Yes.
Right. I'm pretty sure of that.
Yeah, and we got to get her in TNT also, or Sparky's or something.
Yeah, Sparky's. She would love Sparky's.
Yeah, next year.
Yeah,
next year.
We're praying for her.
Yeah.
It's gonna be like trade deadline alert, and then boom.
Right.
Free agency hits. All these things.
I don't mind using some of my draft picks to get Valeska.
Yeah, exactly.
She'd be a good pick. We can do that.
Yeah, and then we'll get her on a full-time contract. No 10-day like you.
No, I know. I had 2 10-day contracts, and finally now I'm full-time. But
there it is.
We'll give her a full-time first.
All right. Yeah. So, guys, let's run Keith and around. As we finish up, guys, Mr. Adrian, we do have a Bible verse. It kind of ties everything around. Just to remind you kids, we're talking about God's always working. God has a plan. God is working out that plan. So Mr. Adrian is going to work out this Bible verse.
All right, ready?
Romans chapter 8, verse
I thought it was going to
28.
pop up, but it didn't. Right here, there you go.
I'll edit it in or something.
Okay, yeah. Romans chapter 8, verse 28. You guys ready? All right. And we know that in all things, God works for the good of those who love him, who have been called according to his purpose.
All right, boys and girls, thank you so much for hanging out with us. On behalf of Awana at Light and Life, our boss lady, Pastor Sarah, Mr. Keith, Mr. Fulltime, I'm Mr. Brent. See you guys next time. Have a good one.
Peace.
Peace.